And welcome to the show. We are back again. Guess who's back, Brian? Tell a friend.
Tell a friend.
I am Monty the Yank, and with me as always is Brian Byers. Brian, how you doing?
Yes. I am good. How are you?
I am good. And welcome everybody to the Wrestling with the Small Package podcast. Tonight we are going to go over a couple things. We're going to do a little bit of Raw. And we'll do it Raw. Do a little bit of SmackDown. Then, Brian,
yes,
we're going to talk a little G1. But before that, let's talk a little Mae Young Classic. And then Alberto Del Rio. And then the Broken Matt Hardy's storyline.
Gotcha.
So that's our breakdown for tonight.
Break it down.
We decided to add a couple things because we're a little late on Raw and SmackDown. That's my fault. So yeah, I have nothing. Brian, how the hell are you? Just give me something.
A little waterlogged because it's been raining like a motherfucker.
Oh yeah, floods everywhere out here.
Yep. But other than that, good.
Okay.
Luckily, where I live, I'm up on a hill,
Yes.
so I haven't dealt with any of the flooding. So
See, we had flooding in our backyard, and that's about it, which happens.
Yeah.
But our basement is a wreck.
oh, I bet.
Yeah, sucks. But never mind that bullshit. Let's get going with Raw. Sorry, I was like mid-drink, and I think I'm having a heart attack.
Oh, don't have a heart attack.
Sorry about that. All right, let's talk about Raw. You ready?
Yeah, ready, Freddy?
All right. Overall, I thought Raw was actually really well done. It was another one of those that I do fast forward, so sometimes I understand if you have to sit through it's a little different, but it seemed to flow pretty well. Everything came together, and barring a couple nitpicks here or there, I thought overall we got going towards where we need to be heading. Let me just say, I have no idea how they didn't turn Roman heel. His excuse was, well, you did that shit back in the day. That was his only excuse. But it did lead to a nice 3 men back and forth with Samoa Joe just pissed off. So that was
Right.
cool. Well, let's start from the top. I think we did exactly what we needed to do with Big Cass. Big Cass comes out and he cuts I thought a really good promo, a little longer than it probably needed to be, saying exactly what we talked about in his post-Raw, post-burning flaming balls of fire. He was actually talking about being the number one guy, being the Universal Champion. And I appreciate that because I think that should be everybody. Everybody's goal should be the best. So I do like where they're going with that. Do I think he's ready for that? No. Do I think he'll ever be that?
Maybe.
Maybe. He's big enough.
Yeah, not gonna count him out because I mean, with a little bit more polish, he could be very, very good.
He's got to get better in the ring. He's pretty good on the mic. His look needs to come together.
Yeah.
He probably needs to give up on the trunks. He's a big dude. Tights pull off the big look, to me anyways. The facial hair is kind of off.
Yeah.
And the slick back, long hair, that doesn't work for me. It doesn't mean it's not a bad look, but his hair is kind of very girly. It's very light. So there's just a couple things about his character that I would change personally. Maybe growing that beard a little bit, pull that hair back, or cut that hair and go from there. But this does lead to a match between him and the Big Show in the future. So Big Show comes out, takes, fighting words, I guess, from Cass saying he's the biggest, he's the best. They come out. They just have a little bit of a brawl. I didn't mind it, but it I don't know. It just came off kind of weak. And then Cass rolls out and runs away, but Cass is a heel, so that's okay.
Yeah, I thought that Big Show looked really slow. and there didn't seem to be too much chemistry between the two of them during this little mini brawl.
Yeah, it was clunky.
It was, yeah. It seemed really weird to watch.
Now, Cass being Gator rolled was kind of fun.
Yeah.
We end up with going to commercial. Finn Balor and Elias Sampson are your next match or your first match. Elias Sampson's out here singing. I still love the fact that he's just terrible enough that you like him, but you hate him. But he's growing on me. In the ring, he's still baddish. He's not terrible, but he's not good. Him and Finn Balor, I thought, had a pretty decent match. In the end, Finn got beat down. He starts working the shoulder. They did a lot of good shoulder spots. Finn finally comes back, hits him with the drop kick into the corner, does the old shoot ya, the Bullet Club, even though he's not the Bullet Club, and then comes off the top with the Toop de Grost. Gets the 1, 2, 3. They don't go to commercial. He goes up the apron, and out comes Matt and Jeff Hardy. Finn Balor accidentally does the Hail to Hitler.
Hail Hitler. Yeah. It was an attempted delete.
Yes, but everybody in the crowd's now doing the whole hand. They don't get it's the finger. It's delete with the finger.
Right.
But it'll come along. So they go to the ring.
And what made it even worse is he had an armband on.
Yes, he had the Hitler Youth armband on.
Get out there and fucking Hitler him.
Being very facetious, but yeah, it was kind of when it happened. I mean, I understood there was nothing behind it, but I did.
It was just
he just looks at me like.
Well, and it was the angle that he was standing, looking at him when he did it. Yeah. I think if he would have been facing the camera, it wouldn't have looked nearly as bad.
Exactly, and goose stepping off a stage probably wasn't the greatest idea in the world, but I'm kidding. But anyways, they head down to the ring. We come back from commercial, and then Matt and Jeff cut a little promo, and we'll be talking about this later. But they get to the ring, and Jeff's like, maybe we should just class ourselves as obsolete, fade away.
We should.
Yeah.
The other tag teams back there are saying we should fade away and classify ourselves as obsolete. And
about half the crowd goes obsolete.
Yeah. I'd say there's probably more than half of the crowd.
Yeah, and then delete chants. We come back, and Matt said, they get going. They get cut off. Out comes Anderson and Gallows.
My guys.
So your guys.
My guys.
The Good Brothers.
Tex Ferguson.
Basically.
Chad Too Bad.
Yes.
Yes.
He's called nerd. He's like...
You nerds need to get out of the ring.
Yeah. So Matt says, last night we got beaten up. We're a little bruised, maybe a little broken.
A little stitched up, a little broken. Crowd goes fucking insane.
Crowd goes insane. So they want this gimmick, which is awesome.
Yes.
They said, we'll take you on right now. Referee comes out. Now, this was ruined before the commercial because there was an assumption there was already going to be a match.
Mm-hmm.
And then they made a match. But it's throwaway. It didn't bother me. It just, Cole's like, hey, they're going to be in action next. And then you come back and it's like, oh, no, the match was never signed until now. It's like, whatever.
Now, isn't this exactly what I was calling for before Great Balls of Fire?
Yes. I thought that the whole time.
The Club and the Hardys to get into a fucking feud. I love it. It would be better if the Hardys were broken, but yes. I love it.
However,
two great tag teams.
Yes. However, in the end, we're not having this feud yet.
Not yet.
Which is fine because you have them.
Yes.
Go.
To quote Cody Rhodes, fuck the Revival.
Love the Revival.
I like him too, but I love Cody Rhodes. And
I love
Cody
that
Rhodes,
they make sure they say fuck the Revival.
Fuck the Revival and everything, yeah.
Yes, so, Carl, there's not much to say about this match. They come out, and it's a typical club match where Anderson kind of gets beat up. Anderson makes somewhat of a comeback. Gallows wrestles maybe 12 seconds of the match. In the end, they used some shenanigans to hit Matt. They put him to the ground with they hasn't named it yet, but it's that damn knee to the head that Anderson does. Tags him in, magic killer, and then 1, 2, 3 that ends it. And someone pointed this out, and I noticed it, is if you're going to do this gimmick and maybe you break up the Hardys that started out like you did in TNA, it makes sense right now because Jeff Hardy was a second late pinning. Who'd he pin? Sheamus or Cesaro. I'm sorry.
It was Cesaro.
And then he was about a second late breaking up this pin for another loss. So you could be building up to Jeff's not good enough and bringing back the Brother Nero shit. So
yeah, that
was interesting. Right after the match, up to the top of the ramp goes the Club, throwing up the good old two sweets.
Too sweet.
And the Rival comes out. They look right at him like, hey, we don't have a problem with you. They split. They run down and beat the shit out of Matt and Jeff, so setting up that feud. So I think you're getting the Club versus Shamo and Cesaro, which will be a good feud.
Give the Club the belts, and then you can turn the Hardys broken again.
That'd be nice.
And then you can do something with that feud, and that would be beautiful. I'd love it.
Beautiful.
Love it. I'd love it.
And then you got the Revival with the Hardys, which they were going to do before one of the members got hurt. So
fuck the Revival. I really like the Revival. They're good I really like them, but that kills me watching any of the fucking being the Elite stuff.
When they were talking about it, they were like, what's the problem with the Revival? And the answers that I've been hearing from many people is they don't have any problem with them. They're just fucking with them.
Right.
So we get a Miz TV proudly presents. I'll be honest with you, I paid little attention to this. Not that it wasn't entertaining, but it was stupid.
So this was the Mizzies, right?
Yeah. It was a waste of time.
I'm sorry, but the first Mizzy that he gave out
to Bo
should have been to his hot ass wife.
Yes, but you're saving the best for last.
Well, okay, he gave himself the Mizzy.
Well, he's better than his wife. Remember?
Well, he is amazing, but
he is amazing.
I don't know. I thought it was okay. I didn't.
It wasn't bad. It was just a waste of time.
It was. But again, like you've said before, 3-hour show.
Yes, you got to fill time. Right. Bo Dallas sounding like a littler version of his brother. I was waiting for him to say "believe," but that was awesome. Curtis Axel saying he looks like $1 million now, and because of him, he's gonna make $1 million.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, there you go. Maurice gets it. She fake cries.
Yeah, I was waiting for Bo to break out the follow.
The like Bozards. He sounds so much like his brother when he talks like that too. It's scary.
Does, yeah.
Oh, you gotta hear, hey man. Follow me, man. Anyways, Miz gets his, and then Miz gets his as Dean screams down to the ring. He gets the shit beat out of him by all three of them. This brings out Seth. What? Frackin'.
Seth friggin' Rollins.
Yes. He runs him off. He hits Bo Dallas over the top rope with that cheesy fucking table. Throws the table down, which he shouldn't have done because it's obvious the table was super light after he threw it down. Because it made no noise. He threw it down and the crowd's like just looking at it like, what the fuck? So, anyways, runs him off. They go to commercial. They come back, and you get Dean pissed off for absolutely no reason whatsoever. I know they're building, well, you turned on me. I still don't forgive you. There's not going to be a Shield reunion. But at the end of the day, Seth came out to keep him from getting his ass kicked.
Right.
Say thanks, but we're not.
This isn't the... Well, I guess no, he was helping Roman before. Never mind.
Yeah, he was helping Roman, not Seth. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he was off to SmackDown. So we get a Goldust promo, which led to a rematch of Goldust versus R-Truth. Match was fine. It just a complete waste of time. You had all these really good promos for an absolute nothing match.
Yeah, but I do really enjoy seeing the Goldust of old, though.
Yes. Yeah.
Because he's acting more like, when he first came in, which I loved.
I just don't see how Blood Feud has a completely basic fucking match.
Well, that's what they had. Right. Well, yeah.
He hit the final cut, 1, 2, 3, and I guess this feud is over. Before that, actually, we missed out, but this is my nitpick bullshit. We don't need this rematch. Sasha Banks versus, in Bayley versus Alexa Bliss and Nia Jax. We did this last week. I understand they did the reverse of fortune where Sasha is about to be taken out, and then she runs Nia into the barricade, and then you end up with a schoolgirl roll-up by Bayley on Alexa. But here's the thing. So your point at the end of the match, not yours, but the point was Alexa Bliss got counted out. So your resolution for this was to not make anything happen because of that happening. Sasha Banks deserves a rematch. Sasha Banks should be in a rematch where a stipulation keeps Alexa Bliss from being counted out. That's the whole point of that happening. All you did was fuck finish for fuck finish sake.
Right.
Dusty did a lot of Dusty finishes, but Dusty did the finishes for a reason. And there was no reason there. And that makes it makes me go back and look at that match a little less than I did on Sunday, because you came out and you just were like, oh yeah, we know that happened, we don't care.
Right. Yeah.
So now if it leads in 2 weeks to something, then this, again, was a complete waste of time. Why do this? Why have Bayley pick up the win? Because now Bayley's getting the title shot?
Well, yeah, but, I mean,
which let's look at it. Deserve yet?
Right. And let's look at it again, too. Once again, we're back to having basically 4 women spotlight.
Yep.
In this. And, I get it. Your other women are Dana Brooke, which the last time I seen her wrestle, she didn't look as bad.
Yeah. But how's she going to get better if she never gets to be out in front of a crowd?
Right. Why is she not wrestling? Why is... You brought Mickie James in. Where the fuck is she?
She should be working Dana Brooks.
You pumped Emma's tires and brought her back, or when she came back from injury. Where the fuck is she?
She nowhere.
Why? That's 3 women who could be thrown into matches to fucking change shit up a little bit.
Exactly. Well, you still have Alicia Fox. I know she's doing her own thing, but she can still work a match.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I'm with you, you should be splitting the women up instead of putting them in a tag match in the middle of the show.
And, I really, really, really like Alexa Bliss. I really like Bayley. I really like Sasha Banks. But I'm starting to really like Nia. As long as they use her. Well, yeah, but as long as they use her in the right way, pump her up to be this monster female competitor, which is kind of where they're going with it, and I like it. But I'm tired of seeing the same 4 fucking women wrestle all the damn time.
I agree.
And it was exactly what we ran into when it was Charlotte and Sasha all the time. It was just those two.
Yep. Let's keep writing stuff so they can work each other way too much.
Right.
I agree. And it leads to Bayley versus Alexa Bliss would be my assumption, because Bayley pinned her. But Sasha Banks should get Alexa Bliss fairly in a match where she doesn't get counted out.
Right.
Again, Goldust and R-Truth, who cares?
Basically.
The promo by Goldust was nice before the match. The match was just a waste of time. We get, and I probably had this a little out of order, but I believe this is how it went. Kurt Angle comes down and introduces Brock Lesnar. This is where we get the whole hubbub where okay, don't get me wrong. I don't necessarily want Roman Reigns to be heel. You know what? They've decided they're not going to do it. That's their prerogative. Should they? Absolutely. Right. Will they? Probably not. Now they put this edge on him, which I'm fine with. I think it works. He's being a cocky face, I guess. But here was the problem. Fucking Brock Lesnar put him right in his place. I deserve a title shot. You don't deserve shit.
Right.
Which he tells him straight up. You don't deserve shit. Yeah. Then you realize how much I don't want Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar, because out comes Joe, and Joe makes a point. I was going to choke you out, and he goes, and I beat you. He goes, I don't care. I am going to choke you out. And he goes, you may have beat me once, and he looks back at Roman Reigns, but he's like, but you've never beat me, which is true. Yeah. So I would rather see a rematch of Brock Lesnar versus Joe. And I think it's heading towards a 3-way, possibly even a 4-way.
I think you're going to have a 4-way.
Yeah, because I think Braun's coming back.
Yeah, from the rumors I've been hearing, it's looking like a 4-way between those 4.
Yeah.
Although plans were apparently at one point Seth Rollins and Finn Balor was going to be involved in that, which, truth be told, if anybody has any argument about this, to have their rightful shot at the Universal Championship, Finn Balor never lost it.
Never lost it, never got a rematch.
Right. So, I mean, if somebody's got a room to bitch and complain about it, which he's not going to, but, you know, right there you go.
Well, he's busy beating up Elias Sampson, so.
Yeah, I don't understand his call-up from NXT, but whatever.
They got a logjam of talent, and you're not recycling talent out, and I think it's a big problem. Is, again, going back to, and it sounds like I'm going to pick on him, and I'm just being that internet online guy, but that's the problem with Roman Reigns. We're in the third year of coronating him, so anytime you bring up new talent, what do you do with the new talent? Because the whole push is Roman Reigns becoming champion. Now, the past few years they have swerved and done different things, but it ultimately is always the Roman Reigns. That's why people were pissed off during the Royal Rumble. He's out, and you bring him in at number 30. Why? Did you do that? Oh, to set up Undertaker versus Roman Reigns. No one. I don't remember that the Undertaker removed him from the match. I mean, I do, but it wasn't that big of a deal that you needed to do it.
Right.
So that's the big problem, is you bring Finn Balor and you push him to the moon. He gets hurt, and that sucks. But now you have him in the middle doing nothing, not even going for the middle championship.
Yeah.
Because that's Dean Ambrose's spot. So you have Dean Ambrose, a former champion, going after the Intercontinental Championship. You have Seth Rollins getting himself involved in that. You have freaking... I just lost his name. Finn Balor wrestling mid-card talent.
Right.
So that at least your main event is Brock Lesnar and other big guys, but that is the problem. They have too many good characters. I know that sounds stupid, but...
Well, and it's true. It's true.
It's just you have too much up at the top, and when you're not recycling certain people, they get tired of those people very quickly. I think that hurts Dean Ambrose. Well, it hurts him a little bit too, but even Seth Rollins, even Roman Reigns, they're on top, and there's other people we'd rather see.
Right.
So, whereas on SmackDown, which we'll get to, is you've went ahead and said, okay, our main event talent is going to be this, so we're going to give you mid-card belt with main event talent.
Yeah.
And make it important.
We got mid-card belt with main event talent, and main event belt with mid-card talent.
Yep, absolutely. But at least they're promoting it that way, which I kind of like.
Well, yeah.
So, and we'll get to that. Anyways, sorry about that little. What I'd rather see is a one-on-one match. I just prefer one-on-one matches. I could see if they want Brock to lose the belt and not necessarily eat a pin, you do a 3-way or 4-way with Roman stealing it from Braun, beating Braun, beating Samoa Joe in the middle, something different, where Brock can take his time off, come back around Survivor Series. Hey, I never got pinned. I deserve my rematch, and then you still get your main event of whatever you want. That also sets up, I think, you get your championship going around, and potentially you can have Roman Reigns lose to Joe hold it for a little while, and then lose it back around Royal Rumble time, setting up the match that you want to get to in WrestleMania. So I appreciate where they want to go. It's a hell of a segment between these three. It was, Kurt finally goes, fine, we'll do a one-on-one between you, Samoa Joe, and you, Romano Reigns, and don't touch each other until next week, or I'll cancel the match. So it was well done. Then we get into the soap opera portion of the night. We get Corey getting another message on his phone, and he had to go tell Kurt Angle. Dun, dun, dun.
Right.
Angle is told about what Corey was texted about, blah, 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 blah. He looks worried, whatever. We get a Seth Rollins interview saying that he went out earlier to shut up The Miz, and that he was going to go expose Bray Wyatt, so he's going to show everybody his penis.
Hey!
We get Akira Tozawa and Rich Swann beating Neville and Noam Dar. Completely wasted time. Besides, you do get Tozawa hitting the senton splash onto Neville for the 1-2-3. So setting up another match between those two, but the match itself was just a throwaway. And it wasn't Rich Swann, by the way. It was
no, it was Cedric Alexander.
Yeah, Cedric Alexander. So it said Rich Swann on the breakdown. But as soon as I said that, I was like, I know that's not.
No.
Because it was setting up Noam Dar versus
Cedric
Alexander for
it
was a quit match. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
On 205 Live. So get to our main event. I don't know what to say. It was there. It was a good match. I don't know why we needed it twice in 2 days. Bray Wyatt ends up messing Seth Rollins' eye up, hits him, kicks him, turns around, Sister Abigail, 1-2-3. So Seth Rollins eats another pin. I know this sounds really weird because I'm happy Bray's winning, but he's winning for no reason.
Right.
Where's Bray heading? He's going to go into a feud with Finn Balor. Okay. Which is fine, and I'm excited for, but...
I mean, yeah, but...
He's not getting these wins to get a championship match.
Right.
So it's just wins for wins' sake. To finish a feud that has absolutely no reason behind it. I'm a god. I'm a Kingslayer. I'm a god.
And then at that point, when you have him and Finn Balor, there you have two really good talent doing nothing.
Yeah.
Basically.
That feud ends, what do they do?
Right. They're not feuding over a belt, whether it be main event status belt or mid card belt.
Yeah,
they're not feuding over a belt. There hasn't been any build up leading up,
besides him cutting a promo when he came in. Yeah.
So I mean, like, what?
The only thing you're going to get for that is you're going to get SummerSlam Finn Balor with his paint as a demon.
Yeah,
that's what you're going to get. So that's what we're building to, which will be good. It just. Yeah, after you're done, what does Finn Balor go do? What does Bray Wyatt go do? And again, it's just, this is me looking ahead. Like, as a match, this was a good match. As a feud, that should be a really good feud, and I guess that's how we have to look at it. So, after the match, he disappears. Out comes the Miztourage. Seth is getting beat down until Dean comes in, beats a shit out of everybody with a chair, and he clears the ring. So, obviously, we're going to get a Shield-ish reunion.
Now, I have a problem with this.
Yes.
Okay. You had 3 guys that come out to make sure that Seth Rollins was okay. They were giving him a sort of deep tissue massage with feet and hands.
Yeah, he'd make sure that he was loose.
They're being very friendly. They're trying to make sure and take care of him. Then you have the heel fucking loose cannon Dean Ambrose come out with a chair and starts hitting people.
That is
fuck off, man.
That is a good point.
Fuck off. He's supposed to be the good guy here, and he's hitting people with chairs.
But he's mad at Seth, so he was getting those people away from him, so Seth wasn't feeling better because he thinks Seth should suffer.
Okay, he's trying to stop the deep tissue massage for that way.
Yeah,
okay,
absolutely. Then we get Kurt talking on the phone, telling him, come to Raw next week. We have nothing to hide. We'll tell the whole world, and that he loves him. So here's the question. Is it a love woman thing? Are they going to go estranged child thing? Or are they going to go, we have no clue what's going on, so we're going to bring in Dixie Carter because we're stupid?
Yeah, I mean, it could be that. I've read some rumors that it's an illegitimate child. Which
Gable.
A lot of people are saying Gable. Yeah, they should do Gable because it works.
It does.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't care, to be honest with you.
I care because I think it's going to be stupid, and I really want to know what it is because it's going to be stupid. But as long as it leads to something where Kurt Angle's doing something, I will be happy. Yeah. So that's how I feel. And that was Raw. Again, I thought was perfectly good. Not too much to complain about. There's a couple bullshit here or there. You get a couple rematches that were so unnecessary, but that's what it was. So let's move on to Smack 'em Down. That was on July 11th, Brian.
Yeah.
Yeah. A tidy, if not boring show.
A little bit, yeah.
We open up, and out comes your new United States champion who won it at Madison Square Garden on a house show. As my dog goes banana sandwich on the couch over there for no reason.
No.
I'm just going to stare at him.
No,
Otto. Otto. Stop.
So, once again, if we are to believe rumors out there, they're saying that maybe the title change was due to the fact that Kevin Owens needs some time off due to a minor injury.
I've heard that, but I think the reason they did it was they were talking about, I guess, the Madison Square Garden show did not sell out, and they do not run television or pay-per-views there because of the licensing fee. So they wanted to do something that would make people realize that you should come to the show because there is always a chance something's going to happen.
Yeah, which, I mean, that makes more sense because, I mean, unless they are giving Kevin Owens time for a quote-unquote injury.
Which they may be. But you could have just not had him face people.
But at the same time, he looked just fine in the main event.
Yeah, he looked totally fine. But also hiding him in a tag match. So.
Well, that is true. That is true. But we're skipping ahead.
Yes. Spoilers. AJ comes down. He says, I'm reinstituting the open challenge. Anybody that wants to come down and face me is more than welcome to come out. And then we get John Cena.
Because ruining the heavyweight championship wasn't enough. Now they got to start fucking with the United States championship by throwing this piece of shit in it. And I believe this was the point that I texted you saying, "Oh my god, I fucking hate John Cena," right?
Yeah. Here's the good news.
And then I followed it up with, "Oh my god, I fucking love Kevin Owens and Rusev."
Yeah. They do this perfectly. So John Cena comes down. He looks at AJ and he goes, "Now, when you say open challenge and anybody," he goes, "you mean anybody but me, right?" And he goes, "No, I mean especially, or including you." And he looks at him and he goes, "Especially you."
Yeah.
Which I love. So then they build up like, oh my God, these guys had an amazing match back at Survivor Series or whatever, whenever he lost the belt. And, we're going to get to see this again. I can't believe this is going to happen. They build it up. Out comes little Nate. He grabs the belt. He shows John Cena. He holds it up, hands it. They do the introductions. He goes to ring the bell, and Kevin Owens' music hits. Yes. And Kevin basically calls for the facade that this is. He's bitching, complaining like he should have. And then he gets in the ring, and out of fucking nowhere, I didn't even see him. Fucking Rusev comes in and just takes down Cena. This sets up a main event match, a tag match between Kevin Owens and Rusev versus AJ Styles and John Cena. So a really good start to the night. It builds up the fact that we may get AJ versus Cena again, which I'm totally fine with, because if you're going to treat the mid-card belt like the main event, put people in the main event, in the mid-card feud. I don't think that's where they're heading, ever, because I still think it's going to be Kevin Owens versus AJ, and then you have John Cena already with Rusev in the flag match, so I don't know when you do that match.
Ever.
But you might do it at SummerSlam. So, fucking curtain jerk in the show, because that match didn't happen, is your WWE champion, Jinder Mahal, the Maharaji. He comes out and beats the fuck out of Ty Dillinger. I don't think Ty Dillinger got one move in. I know he did, but, I mean, it was a squash match.
But I'm pretty sure I didn't even watch that match.
I did, and you didn't miss anything. It wasn't a bad match. It was just Jinder Mahal beating up Ty Dillinger. Well, they even go to the commercial, and they do the picture-in-picture commercial. Mm-hmm. And the whole time, it was just Jinder Mahal beating the fuck out of Ty Dillinger. We come back, and he's got him in a hold, and then they just go to the finish. Like, it was a complete waste of time. You had a commercial break for your WWE Championship, or not championship match, your WWE Champion, that went 6 minutes and 20 seconds.
Yep. With
a commercial. So 4 minutes of the fucking match was during the commercial break. That is your champion, everybody. Yep. And you go ahead and just... I'm not going to say bury. Everybody says bury. But you just go ahead and beat Ty Dillinger for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah, I'm starting to wonder exactly why they even brought Ty Dillinger up if they're not going to use him for anything other than...
Great question.
I mean, he was in that Battle Royale for the number one contender for the United States Championship, and he lasted to be, one of the last three in the ring, but what else have they done with him?
Nothing.
And he's not bad.
No, he's really good.
Better than fucking Jinder Mahal.
He's adequate. But yeah, I know why they're doing the gender thing. I'm bored.
Yeah, I'm over it. I can't wait for the Punani prison to be done.
Punani prison match.
We can move on.
I am excited to watch that match because it's such a shit show, and it's going to be such a shit show, and I can't wait. We get Naomi with Shane McMahon in the back. Then we go, and here's a woman, and here's a woman, and here's a woman, and here's a woman, and here's Lana. Which then Becky is like, why is she even getting an opportunity?
Well, that was Charlotte.
No, I thought it was Becky that said it first.
No, it was Charlotte.
It was Charlotte. And she goes, why is Lana here?
Right.
So they have their little thing. They're going to have a 5-way match to determine the number one contender, because heaven forbid we actually give a story for the champion, because your only story is Carmella, who then comes in with a letter from her attorney talking about reinstating Ellsworth. And he goes, oh, yeah. He rips it up and he goes, you can give that to your attorney.
I did like that. I like that a lot.
That was pretty good. So we head back out. We get the New Day, which end up being Xavier Woods taking on Jey Uso. Another pretty pointless match. Mm-hmm. It went 2 minutes and 20 seconds-ish. Flying forearm or clothesline off the top rope. Xavier gets the pin.
Because when you have a tag team title match, you have to work, weeks leading up to that match as working singles competitions between
2 minutes.
The two, which I mean I'm okay with, but
2 minutes.
Well, but here's my other problem with that. If you show me each member of the tag team wrestling the other in singles matches at least once, I'm over it. I'm bored.
Yeah.
Just let them come out, cut promos on each other, and then just fucking fight at the pay-per-view.
Well, or have them wrestling other tag teams. You have other tag teams.
Right.
You have a tag team that's not even being used in American Alpha. Now, given you can't go out and job them out, but you have the Ascension. You have Breezango.
Right.
You have the Shining Stars. You forgot about them, didn't you?
I did not forget about them. I just don't care about them.
Yeah. You have these guys, you could have them facing off so you can showcase your champion and you can showcase your challenger. That's okay. Bring in indie talent. You're able to do that. You don't have to have them being directly involved with each other. Have one have a match and have the other one cut a promo in the back.
Yep.
So you show the team that's good and you have someone saying why they're going to beat them. It's not hard. It's really not hard. Anyways, 2-minute match. We do get Shinsuke Nakamura versus Baron Corbin.
Which, again, I'm sorry, but they're really fucking pissing me off with what they're doing with Shinsuke.
They're never having him work on television.
Right. He's never going to wrestle except for on pay-per-views.
Get paid, buddy. I'm telling you.
I mean, yeah, he's getting paid, and that's great, but it's going to start pissing off fans.
I know.
So
I'm with you. I agree.
I mean, I am enjoying the build-up to these two.
Yeah,
to this match.
I want to see this match.
The build-up is great.
Yeah. It's annoying.
I want to see Shinsuke wrestle. Like,
yeah, have Shinsuke fucking beat up Dolph Ziggler again. Fuck him. You're not using him, doing anything with him anyways. Beat him up again. Anyways, Nakamura comes out. Baron comes out. Baron almost comes out. Nakamura takes him out. They beat the fuck out of each other at ringside. Nakamura goes back in the ring, and he always does that little thing where he, come on!
Yeah.
But every time he goes to do it, I was like, he's going to tell him to suck it.
Yeah.
Every time, I'm like, I'm just waiting for, like, suck it! But then he's like, come on! Baron just looks at him, he's like, no. He just holds up his briefcase and walks off. So the build-up is good. It's very simple. Don't make Baron cut a bunch of promos. Don't make Nakamura cut a bunch of promos. Perfect.
Yeah.
So this leads into... Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, we're going to skip in that part. We get the women's tag team match, because that has to be on every show. Mm-hmm. Tamina is the most non-threatening woman I've ever seen in my life. For a woman that's built to be threatening.
Although she does have badass entrance music.
Yeah. Oh, all it says, though, is Tamina.
Well, yeah, but it's like, it's Pacific Islander drums, which is amazing.
Oh, yeah, the entrance is cool, but then she comes out and you're like, oh, isn't she just lovely? Her little pat on the head. I don't know what... She just doesn't scare me. It's completely opposite. I bet she's a very lovely person. And she looks like she's a very lovely person. And I'm supposed to believe that she's a bad woman that can't act.
Yeah, and let me ask you a question. What's with the whole tea time thing with Charlotte and Becky? Like, I don't get it. Like, I know they did the thing about tea where they stick their fingers up at one.
I think they just don't give a fuck.
Point. I don't understand.
Honest to God, I think that's what it is. They don't care because they're not doing anything. Oh my God!
And now on Twitter, they're basically saying that they need a tea time with Becky and Charlotte show on WWE Network, which I'm fine with. That'd be good. But I don't understand where the whole tea time thing came from. Like, it's a cool little gimmick that they're doing. I'm fine with it. I just don't understand it.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I don't. I think they're bored, so they're just doing whatever they want to do.
That could be.
Because you're not doing anything with them, and they're going to do tag matches against Natalya and Tamina. Which is how it's going to be.
Which they fucking lose.
Yeah, then they get beat. There's absolutely nothing to this match. At some point, Lana kind of distracted Charlotte, and Tamina get the win by pinfall. Yep. Great.
Woohoo.
Yeah. Then we get probably my favorite segment, which is Maria knocking on the men's locker room door, and out comes fucking Chad Gable. Can I help you?
Yeah.
I'm looking for Sami Zayn. Sammy Wow Wow?
Yeah, Sammy Wow Wow.
That's what we call him. She goes, is he in there? He goes, Sammy? No, I don't see him. She goes, well, you tell him I'm looking for him because he owes me an apology. And she walks away and he does like a little boo-boo face kind of thing, kind of like, nah, I'm not doing that.
Right.
And he just walks back in the door.
Once again, somebody else they should be doing more with.
Yes. So stupid. He didn't have to say it, and you knew his thought when he shook his head was like, nah, I'm not doing that.
Which it looks like at least now they're finally looking like they're going to do something with fucking Michael Bennett.
Yeah, finally getting him going in that feud, which they should have a hell of a match.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, after that, Sammy does find them. She wants an apology. They kind of go back and forth. You know how Sammy is. And then Bennett hits him. Fucking
she slaps him.
Slaps him, and then Bennett hits him in the back of the head with a vase.
Yeah. Yes.
Great. It was great. You're setting up the feud. I mean, she does say we're fighting with love, and sometimes love hurts, which I thought was nice.
Yeah. Sometimes it stinks too.
Yeah. Love stinks. Yeah. So we get your main event, which is Kevin Owens and Rusev versus AJ Styles and John Cena. Again, the match was fine. There's not much to talk about. It went 14:30 and went through a commercial. You have some back and forth. At the end of the day, you get the John Cena 5 moves.
And I fucking called it. I looked at my son and my daughter, and I fucking called it. I said, you watch. AJ's going to get beat up. You're going to hot tag to Cena. Cena's going to come in. He's going to fucking win it. Yeah. What happens?
Exactly what happens.
And you know what? I'm fucking pissed. I'm pissed because I fucking love AJ Styles.
Yes.
AJ Styles is probably one of my top 3 favorite wrestlers right now. I couldn't root for him in this match because he's with fucking Cena. I could not root for AJ Styles because of John Cena. John Cena ruined my love for AJ Styles in this match. I'm sorry, but he did.
I'm sorry.
I was pissed, and I called it. I said it, and when it happened, I was pissed. And that's all I got to say about that.
And that's all I got to say about that. I'm with you. I just disagree. Is all.
I mean, it wasn't a bad match. I couldn't root. I couldn't root for AJ because of John Cena.
It doesn't bother me. AJ got to hit the forearm, so you got that.
He did. And he was by far the best person on his team.
Agreed.
The hot tag should have came to him, but no, it had to be given to fuckface.
I like that hot tag. That was a good hot tag.
Moving on.
Fucking 5-knuckle shuffle my wiener on top of you.
Oh my god.
Mm-hmm. How he still gets away with that. He had to change the FU in the STFU, but he got away with the 5-knuckle shuffle, which is masturbating.
Right.
That would be like fucking Charlotte hitting the flicking the bean. I'm not gonna say it's gross. It's just it's gross. Anyways, speaking of women, we got the Mae Young Classic competitors to announce. They did a Parade of Champions today. There are spoilers out there, but we are not going to spoil it. Your 32 competitors are, in no particular order. We got, and I'm going to fuck some of these names up because they changed all these people's names. That's why I don't know half of them. And some of the names are fucking stupid. We have Shayna Baszler from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. We have Marty Bell from TNA fame. Remember Marty Bell at all?
Nope.
She was in, were you watching? No, you weren't watching again before that. She was a part of Dollhouse.
Nope.
Okay. You should look it up. She's pretty entertaining. We have Carrie Sane. I can't say her name, but this is the chick with the awesome elbow, I do believe. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure why we have Insanity and we have a woman with the last name Sane, but there you go. Maybe it would be Sani. We have Mercedes Martinez. She's from Tokyo, Japan, by the way. Marty Bell's from New York. Representing, though, the Dominican Republican. Republican.
We got Republican.
I'm a Dominican Republican. That means you voted for Trump. Mercedes Martinez. You got Waterbury, Connecticut. Nicole, that's not a name. That's where she's from. Nicole Savo is Sacramento, California. We have Tony Storm from Gold Coast, Australia. We have Mia Yim, and that is Fountain, California. Got Candice LeRae, which I do know her, and she didn't have to change her name, which is nice. Riverside, California. We got Sage Beckett, Tampa, Florida. Princia Shughit from Mexico. Monterey. We have Bianca Belair from Knoxville, Tennessee. Tessa Blanchard, that is Well, I can't think of his first name all of a sudden. Damn it. Terry Blanchard's son. Or daughter. Son. Daughter. His daughter. Look her up. And it's not Terry. I can't think of his fucking name. That's gonna drive me nuts. I can't think of his name. Oh my God. You gotta look that up. Serena Deeb. We have Vanessa Bourne. We have Tenara Conti. We have Kavita Devi. We have Lacey Evans. We have Rachel Evers. We have Jazzy Gabbert, which I believe she fought in Rising. So she's actually like a shoot fighter. She's a bigger woman. Satana Garrett. We have Rihanna Gonzalez. We have Dakota Kai, which should be interesting.
Blanchard.
Tully. Yes, Tully. Which was the name of the horse. We didn't talk about the Fashion Files.
We did not.
Tully was the horse, one of the 4 horsemen.
Yes.
Go look the Fashion Files up, guys. It was fucking hilarious.
It was hilarious.
They look like gay cowboys.
His horse gets stolen.
And his horse gets stolen.
Which is a little horse head on a stick.
Yes.
Fantastic.
He's making a little... as they're walking. And random clips of Chuck Norris.
Yes.
He goes, starring Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris is not appearing. Or whatever it said right after. Anyways, Dakota Kai, she should be very entertaining. We got Abby Lath. We got Zia Lynn. Sarah Logan. Renee Mitchell. Piper Nevin. Kaylee Ray. Alicia Raymond. Rhea Ripley. Miranda Salinas. And then Zelda. Z-E-D-A. Zeta. Zelda. Zeta. Zelda. Zeta. Zelda. Zeta. Yes. The first 4 episodes will be single elimination tournament. They're dropping the 4 episodes on the 28th. Episodes 5 through 8 then will be out September 4th. So we'll be talking about that as it comes along. There is some really good talent in here, and it looks like there's a good portion of these women that have been signed.
Yes.
Abby
Lath, by the way, is formerly known as Kimberly.
Aha. Yes, I know Kimberly. Yes. I'm really excited to see Marty Bell. I'm super excited to see Kari Sane, even though I can't say her name right. Candice LeRae is super exciting to watch. Tessa Blanchard actually is very entertaining. I still think she's green and greener than she needs to be. Mm-hmm. For how long she's been doing it, which hasn't been terribly long, but she's kind of one of those that I think she can get there, and I think she's going to be awesome, but I still think she's a little green. And then that Jazzy Gabbert, or however you say her last name, should be pretty entertaining because it's actually a shoot fight woman coming in to do this stuff. So I'm excited. Nice. It should be entertaining. They're treating it very professionally, which they've been doing for a while, but they know what's going. Right now, your ratings, honest to God, you put a woman out there, the ratings are up.
Right.
And I think it has a couple things. It's eye candy, and I get it, but it's entertaining. They've been putting on compelling matches.
So, hey, Monty, when does the Mae Young Classic start?
I already told you that.
Oh, did you?
Yes. Monday, August 28th will be the first 4 episodes, and then episodes 5 through 8 will be on Monday, September 4th. The final match then will be streaming live from Las Vegas on September 12th. So you can catch 4 episodes and then catch 4 more, so you have to binge watch it to be caught up within 3 weeks for the finals on the 12th. So
yes.
I'm excited. I'm glad they named it the Mae Young Classic and not the whatever the hell that one woman's name is now. Moolah. Fabulous Moolah, because of the shit that she used to do. So, not too cool. Hey, Brian.
Hey, Monty.
You know another tournament's getting ready to start.
New Japan?
New Japan. So New Japan is getting ready to start the G1 Climax. And we are going to talk about day 1 and day 2, and we're going to do a little pick'em. I wish I had my stuff with me because I have the pick'em already. But I'm just going to go fresh. We're going to talk about day 1, day 2. It is not elimination. They play the blocks, and then the winner of the block moves on to take on the other winner in the finals. Winner gets a briefcase, which grants him a title shot at the January 4th Tokyo Dome show. He will defend it a couple times throughout, but by August we should have an idea of our main event for the Tokyo Dome. So are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, A block. I'm just going to go through the names, and then we'll go through the matchups. So we've got in the A block Hiroshi Tanahashi. We've got Kota Ibushi. You've got Yuri Nagata, Toji Makabe, Hiroki Goto, Zack Sabre Jr., Tetsu Naito, Yoshihashi, Bad Luck Fale, and then Tomohiro Ishii. So that's a pretty stacked A block. Your matches, and you give me who you think is going to win. So I'm going to put Brian.
Oh boy.
Raisins. Brian. Braun.
Raisins.
Brian. Okay, so A block.
Keep in mind, I don't know much about New Japan, right. So if my picks upset you, if you're listening, keep in mind, I haven't watched New Japan. The only thing I know about New Japan is the Bullet Club and Kenny Omega. I know Okada.
You would know Makabe if you saw him, and you know Ishii.
Okay, yeah, I know Ishii. So yeah, keep in mind, I don't know much about New Japan. I haven't watched it, so my picks are basically going to be which name I like better.
Yeah. So your first match, which is super interesting because you know both of them, you know Zack Sabre Jr., right?
Yeah, I know Zack Sabre
Jr. Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Zack Sabre Jr. Who do you got?
See, this is tough because I don't know anything about New Japan, so I don't know how. I'm gonna go.
The thing to always keep in mind is when we get done with this, everybody will lose at least once, and more than likely, the champion Okada will not win it.
Right. I'm going to go. I'm gonna go Tanahashi.
Okay. I am also going Tanahashi. So, ditto.
Ditto.
Okay. Match number 2. We got Kota Ibushi versus Naito.
I'm going Ibushi because the dude's a fucking tank.
Yes. No, that's Ishii.
That's Ishii, yeah.
Ibushi is the... you've seen him. Remember we always talk about the anal gay championship.
The anal gay championship,
the younger guy in that, and he's been Tiger Mask.
Right.
Blanco, black, I think actually.
Or white. I'm still gonna go him. Just
okay. I think his first match out, he's gonna have a problem, and Naito is gonna win. Makabe versus Bad Luck Fale.
I'm gonna go Bad Luck Fale because Bullet Club for life.
I just think Fale is gonna have a good showing.
Yep.
Okay. And Hiroki Goto versus Tomohiro Ishii. I think we have the same one. This one.
Go Ishii.
Yeah, I think Ishii. Spoilers when we get to the end there. I really think Ishii is going to win it all. So.
Yeah.
All right, that's Block A. Block B then will be... I just lost it. Oh, I missed one. Sorry. We've got Nagata versus Yoshihashi.
Yep. I'm going to go... I'll go Nagata.
That's exactly what I'm going with. Yoshi, I don't think is getting a whole lot of wins, so unfortunately, everybody gets to hear my brum as this goes along. B block. Okay, your B block contestants are Minoru Suzuki, Sanada, Kazuchika Okada, Michael Elgin, Kojima. I can never say his first name right. Satoshi. There we go. Kojima. We've got Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega!
Yeah, boy.
Evil. Toru Yano. Tama Tonga. And then Juice Robinson. So, first night, we've got Minoru Suzuki versus Kenny Omega.
Omega.
I am going Omega as well. As you keep hearing him. Oh, come on. Quit making the noise. Clock is Omega. All right. Match number 2. Sonata versus Evil.
I'm just going to guess on this one and say Sonata.
I will go Evil. Elgin versus Tonga. Should be a big guy match. Should be fun.
Big guy match. I'm going to say Tonga.
I'm going Elgin. Because I think the Bullet Club's not going to win all of them.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I think they're going to win a lot. And then we get Kojima versus Juice Robinson.
I'm going to go Juice because that's a cool name.
Juice. I will go Kojima. All right. So that's our picks. Block 1 starts off on the 17th, so we'll get back as that happens. I believe that's next week. And then on the 20th, we get Block B. So both have English commentary, thank God. Once we go through that, I think most of these, actually, the first 2 rounds have English commentary. And then we get English again once we get to the block finals. So we'll be covering it, which is great. We'll be coming back once it starts every week and doing our predictions. And then at the end, I'll get the add up and I'll tell you who won each block according to your numbers. Oh, you can also have draws. I forgot about that, Brian. Oh, would you like to make any of these draws?
No, I don't know.
I don't think the first night we're going to have draws.
Yeah.
But you can pick draws. I forgot about that. But at the end, we'll add them up and we'll have our block winners. And from there, we'll pick it. And then we'll pick the actual ones because I don't think we're going to do very well. And then we'll go from there. How's that sound?
That sounds good. Now, just make sure you remind me so I can come to your house and watch
absolutely.
It with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking A.
I'd rather watch out and Raw right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, Brian, guess who got suspended?
Alberto de Fucknose.
Say it right.
Alberto de Patron.
Say it right.
Alberto de Rio.
Alberto El Patron got suspended because he's a coke fiend, it would appear, and he's beaten his wife. Those are all speculations, everybody. Please don't sue me. The rumors.
Well, considering that Paige's brothers are coming out saying, hey, this is bullshit.
Yes.
She needs help.
Yeah. And
that tells me there's a little bit more than speculation going on.
Yeah. She's had her story changed 3 times. One was he threatened to press charges on another woman that threw a drink on him, to, well, none of that really happened. We were having a moment, to, I threw a drink on him. He, blah, 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 blah. Nothing's his fault. He is, I have not watched a video because and we're not going to spend a lot of time on this. We're going to talk about the wrestling side of it because I'm not TMZ.
Right.
It would appear that he needs help. They both need help. It sounds like there are drugs involved, mostly coke, and they need to figure something out. Now, on the GFW side, which, if spoilers, it's not spoilers anymore, TNA is no longer TNA. We knew that. It was Impact Wrestling. Well, it's now officially Global Force Wrestling presents Impact Wrestling. So the show name is Impact Wrestling. The promotion is Global Force Wrestling. So they came out and they said they were going to monitor the situation and react from there. Then they came out and suspended him, rightfully so. Now, they will not edit the shows. So what they've said is what they have taped is what they have taped.
Right.
And they're going to show those in their entirety. Alberto's all over the show. He's a champion, as well as he joined Latin American Exchange last week. Yeah. So he's going to be a big part of the show. A lot of people were kind of like, well, blah, 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 you can double over it. But at the end of the day, you've got it on, you've got to you show what you got. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Do I think you should have gave him the championship? No. Do I think you should have been smart and not maybe got involved with this crap? Yes. However,
right.
You got a high-profile wrestler that was willing to come in and work for you, and at the end of the day, he has not ever been arrested or convicted of anything.
Right.
Now, smells like a duck, farts like a duck, it might be a duck.
Mm-hmm.
It's bad news.
Right.
But I can't get on. I know people are getting on Global Force Wrestling for all this, and I can't get that. I can't get on them about that.
Yeah, I mean,
you knew, but
he's suspended now.
Yeah,
and
they're doing everything right.
This just happened somewhat recently, so it's not like they knew, that this stuff was going on before they did the tapings. Now, granted, they probably knew there was some bullshit, and from what I understand, this guy's a real piece of shit.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if nothing's presented to you and proven, then you have a big name that's coming to want to work for your company.
And I know it's a completely different era, but we're talking about wrestling that grew up in, I mean, it's carny trash. And right. I don't mean that as a disrespect to anything, but a lot of people that used to wrestle, or even a generation ago, they weren't the nicest people in the world. They were probably not the most honest person in the world. And
well, I mean,
do I believe he's the first woman abuser that's been in their promotion? No. Bram was there, and Bram almost got arrested for kidnapping his girlfriend.
Yeah, and I mean, even going back, wasn't Stone Cold at one point accused of beating the shit out of Deborah?
Or he accused. He did.
Right. So I mean,
I'm not justifying it. I'm just to make it a GFW problem isn't where you need to go with this. Right. Alberto Del Rio is scum. It sounds like they all need help. She needs help. He needs help. That's not justifying what he did. There's something very, very wrong in that situation.
And GFW came out and suspended him, so it's not like he's going to be going and taping anymore.
Until something gets solved. Now, if they come back and he ends up arrested or something happens, because he's arrested technically, he's detained. And I haven't heard that he's been not detained since then. But, yeah, I'm with you. Now, if you find out, okay, hey, here's a video beating the shit out of her. And then, oh, hey, we'll just bring it back for the tapings. Then we get a problem.
Right, yeah. Then that's a problem.
Yes.
But, do I think somebody should go and stick a plunger up his ass and beat the living piss out of the guy? Yeah, absolutely. Somebody needs to destroy this guy.
Yeah.
For what he's done.
Yeah.
Is it Global Force Wrestling?
Well,
allegedly. Allegedly. Is it Global Force Wrestling's fault? No, not at all. Mm-hmm. Should they have looked more into his past, I guess, from what I've been reading?
Yes.
Maybe.
He calls you up, hey, I want to work for you, and you say yes. But at the end of the day, you probably should have looked at him beating up one of the Ninja Turtles in Mexico, which he did, which I believe was Raphael. For anybody keeping tabs. You should be looking at the erratic behavior, him being stabbed. And they've never revealed who stabbed him, which a lot of people think that Paige stabbed him. Rumors, again.
And after the New Day versus Usos rap battle, where the whole Xavier Woods sex tape disc came out, he posted on Instagram that he wanted to fight the New Day, the Usos, and Triple H at his restaurant.
Yes.
In Texas.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's kind of weird.
that's a sign. I mean, I'd be pissed off too, but it's something in your fiance's past.
Exactly. It wasn't like they boned after you were married.
And it's not like they were together during the time.
Yes.
Like, I get it. Okay, you're pissed off.
Yeah.
But to say you want to fight 3 dudes, or actually, no, it'd be, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys.
Yeah.
Because of it. That should show that he's a little fucking crazy.
Yeah. Coke will do that to you.
Yeah, coke is a hell of a drug.
Yeah, make your heart stop. Again, going back to the wrestling side of things, what does this mean for GFW? It means you got to completely refocus your main event scene, which is fine, because if you have to, you go right back to Lashley. LAX will be fine. LAX can get another person.
And I think at this point, they should go in that direction and not wait to see, kind of what is going to come of it. Mm-hmm. I think they need to move on and put that title on somebody else. And,
I think at the end of the day, regardless, you need to move on.
Distance yourself away from him. If things come out and, it didn't happen or whatever, maybe not give him such a predominant role. But, I mean, you can still work with him. But, yeah, I mean, I would definitely, they should definitely move on at this point.
I agree. 100%. In better news, but also involving GFW, we've got the Broken Matt Hardy saga, and the Broken Hardys in general saga. They want to bring it in, obviously. They keep teasing it, rightfully so. It's over. Right. It's going to make money.
Right.
GFW says they own the rights because it was on their television show, and you can go back and forth. But the big thing that is being argued is, yes, Matt came up with the gimmick. Mm-hmm. However, it was not just him building up what they did to build that brand. Pointing out JB, Jeremy Borash's involvement, making that gimmick and those segments work, and promoting and selling those rights out are property of theirs because it was created while under their watch. Now, the other argument is, yes, but I had freedom and control over my gimmick, and you guys allowed me to just make it. So I made it, and it was a gimmick that I used out on the Indies as well on TNA. So kind of back and forth, and throwing Matt Hardy's crazy wife out of this, who called Lita a slut at some point and talked shit about TNA not being amicable at all. The Hardys have been somewhat amicable about it. They, at the end of the day, do I think Global Force Wrestling is in the wrong? No, you got to try to make money off of this. You've got to make a stink, because it is potentially just selling off a $1 million gimmick.
Right.
At the same time, what are they going to do with that gimmick? Because the Hardys aren't there.
Right. Yeah. It's not like they can use it.
Yeah.
Now, I don't necessarily know that Matt's been kind of amicable.
Not recently.
Right. He recently posted something about, telling
terrible
a lot of
and nasty. It's going to get terrible and nasty between him and Anthem if they don't get this deal done.
Right.
So I think there is some credence to what Anthem is saying, because if there wasn't, the WWE would have just went ahead and done it.
Right.
So
yeah, I mean, clearly there's some sort of legality here that
there's something there that they don't want to touch, which is going to allow them to get a little money. And let's face it, GFW could use some money, and I think it's still going to be okay. And I think it's going to end up being a licensing thing where it'll end up saying, "Hey, you can use it, but we can use it as well," and some sort of merch right. Do I think that's right? Not necessarily, but at the same time, I understand. It's just when people get mad, like at companies for suing for use of character or whatever. At the end of the day, they're only doing it because they are pretty much obligated to protect their brand, to protect their rights. Because if they don't, then that opens up a can of worms. It's just like in gaming, people get pissed off because, people, well, don't do this, don't do that with our license. Mm-hmm. And then people get all mad at them because they're just an evil company. That's not why they're doing it. They have to do it because, okay, if we let this go, then, okay, we got to let this go. And then all of a sudden, where do you go? And you're going to be up in court with a big issue where we can solve this small issue right now without going to court. So,
right.
At the end of the day, it's going to get done. You don't tease what you teased on Monday if you don't think it's going to get done.
Right, yeah, exactly.
You don't ignore it on the WWE side of things with the reaction they have been getting. This is a gimmick that technically hasn't been used in, 4 months?
Yeah.
And it's still over. More so than most all the gimmicks. Especially the Reborn Hardy gimmick.
Yeah. So...
you could do it, and if you have to get around the copyright, like we said, okay, you're not broken, you're bent. You can try to do it enough that you can say, hey, technically different. I don't know. But I don't think GFW or Anthem is in the wrong in this situation. Now, this is not knowing the inside information.
Right.
But I still love the Hardys.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you.
And I love you. Nah. Okay. Well, Brian, that's all I have for today. Do you have anything you want to add?
No, I think we've covered everything that we plan to.
Got our shit covered.
I need to start watching New Japan.
Yes.
More.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. I agree.
Because I need, I need something besides WWE.
Yeah, at this point. You need to refresh that palette. We can always do ROH. I have that tape. TNA.
Yeah, obviously, I'd like to do ROH because it's looking pretty good. Impact, they've lost me with that. I don't care.
I've been watching it, but it's just it's not a bad show. It's just kind of boring.
I really, really, really like Rosemary. I wish she would leave that company and go somewhere else.
Yes.
Whether it be Ring of Honor, New Japan, or WWE. I don't think WWE would use her right. But I mean, there's really nothing that makes me want to sit down and watch that show.
Alberto El Patron?
Oh no.
Bobby Lashley, James Storm. There's stuff on there. It's like I said, it's not bad by any means. But after you already watch 5 hours of that kind of programming, they kind of get lost on me because I don't want to watch 2 more hours of that kind of programming.
Maybe one of these Thursdays I'll sit down and check it out when I remember it's on. And kind of see where I'm at with it.
By the way.
Yeah, I know.
So, anyways, you can check us out on Podbean. That is withasmallpackage.podbean.com. You can check us out on Twitter. I am Monty the Yank. You can also look me up if you're looking for the wrestling with the small package or with the small package. You can find us there. You can find us on iTunes with a small package. And you can find us on Google Play. Well, you can. I can't. I can't find us. We're there. I can never find the podcast. But if you use Google Play and you're looking up podcasts, that's where we're at. It is with a small package. Actually, you will find us there.
Switched my phone to Android, so I will see if I can find it.
Yeah, there you go. You doing that now? Like I need to stall?
Am. No, I mean, you don't have to stall.
Okay.
I'll tweet it out, the name, if I find it. Yeah. My Twitter name, since Brett didn't plug it,
I was letting
Brian Byers 45.
Yes.
Like I said, if I find it on Google Play, I'll tweet it out.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, thanks Ian Harlow for the music. Free is the best kind. And again, we will be back. We're going to start doing a drunk cast. We may not start that this week, but I am gathering people. So it's going to be a couple O people together getting a little tipsy and reviewing some old school bad wrestling. So until next time, I am Monty the Yank.
And I am Brian Byers.
And we will talk to you all again next time.
Take care.